Hey there. So welcome to Module 9, Frequently Asked Questions. As before in marketing, the module marketing, this will be mostly screen capture. And for various reasons is that the PDF has a lot of information. It's well thought out. So in frequently asked questions, what are being asked? It's covered in two bubbles here. The first half is questions that you may face as a lawn service provider. And the second half of this module is questions that you have for me as someone who has gone through this, someone who has been through this. What are the questions that you as the service provider may have? Okay, so first part is questions that your client may ask you. Second part is questions that you have for me. So let's get going. So in FAQ, frequently asked questions, you're going to experience questions from your client here. And the raw truth is that lawn service is a lower tiered service. You may be asked to do a lot of extra things that are not within what your services you're being billed for. So here are some examples. Can you water my lawn? Can you fertilize my lawn? Can you mulch? Can you dig a hole? Can you do weeding, edging? Can you fill my bird feeder? Please do not be offended, even if it comes up over and over again. It's kind of expected. It's an entry-level kind of service. Now, how do you fix this? Well, be clear on your offer. Remember, this was in your emails, text, Facebook post, flyers. Very clear what you offer is a cut, trim, and blow. Now, if you genuinely, absolutely want to offer something extra for extra revenue, please understand that this is outside of my expertise and you are on your own. So I'm going to walk you through the best responses for each answer. This is like what I have experienced so far, and I hope that it can help you. Let's do it. Number 1, client says, hey, can you also water my lawn? I will say, watering is so important, especially during the dry months. Unfortunately, we don't provide watering services, but hey, you know what? We're great at cutting, trimming, and clearing any hardscapes for you consistently and at a great price. Okay? Next question. A client abruptly asks, you know what? Can you fertilize my lawn too? I will say, fertilizing is really great. It helps brighten and strengthen your lawn for the whole season. But unfortunately, in the state of Minnesota, it does require an extra license from the city. But, we're really great at cutting, trimming, and clearing any hardscapes that you have at a really fair price. And I pride myself on good communication. Another client may ask, hey, can you also mulch my landscape beds? Well, I will say that mulching is awesome. It really brightens up the landscape beds for the season. I totally hear you. Unfortunately, we don't provide mulching. We're great at cutting, trimming, and clearing all hardscapes consistently at a fair price. And I pride myself in being really good at communication. Next question. Can you dig a hole for my garden beds? I would respond by saying, I love having a great garden for the season too. Unfortunately, we don't provide that. We are really great at cutting, trimming, and clearing all hardscapes at a really fair value price, and I'm really great at communication. Do you see a pattern here? What am I doing? Number 1, I am hearing their needs, validating it by repeating it back. Number 2, I make it clear on why we cannot offer. Number 3, I make it very clear on what we do offer with lots of benefits. So let's continue with one more example. The client says, oh, you know what? Can you also weed my lawn too? So I will say, weeding is totally one of those necessary tasks. It makes the lawn look great, especially when you have 1 or 2 weeds that are overgrown. Unfortunately, we don't provide weeding, but we're great at cutting, trimming, and clearing all hardscapes for the season. And I pride myself on being consistent and fair priced, and I'm really good with communication. Okay, so homework is the following. You can read the examples and kind of go through it in your head, kind of like anticipate you're going to be asked these questions, and then you have a very, very good response for them. Sorry, my screen is acting up here. Now, How to handle, now these questions are that you may have for me as your teacher, as someone who's guiding you through this. How do you handle lawn-based business items? How do you do clippings? Okay, this is how clippings work. First of all, it has to be an extra charge per cut because it requires a little bit more time. Here is the clarity, okay? The homeowner must be responsible of disposing of the yard waste. Now, you, the service provider, will pick up the yard waste, pick up the clippings, and in giving it to, letting the homeowner know that they have to dispose of it. From my experience, there are two ways here, okay? Since homes have needs, the city, the municipality will cater to homeowners in two ways. First way is the city will give the homeowner a yard bin, which you see here, the one that is here, or the homeowner is provided a yard bin, and only yard waste can go in there. And once a week or once every 2 weeks, the city truckers will come and pick up yard waste. Okay, so your job is to only put it into this bin here. Okay, number two is that your owner or the city that you're operating in, they do not do yard pickup, but the homeowner can bring their yard waste to a center site, a site somewhere in the city that will eventually return to organic compost. But the homeowner is responsible for bringing that to the place. So much so that usually those center or those sites even requires to see the license ID of the person bringing it in, making sure that they live in that city or municipality. So you cannot bring it in. Okay, so make it clear that yes, you're going to charge extra dollars. You will put any yard waste into the yard bin, but the homeowner must be responsible for disposing it. You, the service provider, you're not going to load it up, put it in your van or the truck and bring it home somewhere. The homeowner is responsible. Okay. All right. So pro tip is to make that clear. Trimmer will break often. It's just the nature of the equipment. Just practice, lengthening the line and making sure that you're really good at doing it quick as well. Now the big one, weather. Weather is a big one, and luckily for you, I feel like I live in a place where it's the best example. I live in Minnesota, and I guarantee you in the summer months, you will not find a consistent weather. Usually it's rainy, overcast, every couple of days, even just a few hours per day, it may do that. It's very inconsistent, okay? And yet I'm still able to manage a successful, profitable, with multiple lawns, lawn mowing business. How do I go about this? First of all, you will start your contract and you will start mowing your client's lawn on a certain day. So in this case, let's say Monday. Monday, you mow every Monday, or if they're bi-weekly, you mow every other Monday. So let's say that next Monday it's going to rain. You can use your phone or weather websites to look at the weather. Monday is raining. You cannot mow on Monday. Number one, quickly text your client saying that you can't mow and that you'll come the following day. Now, from my experience, even on the wettest day, the next day, if it doesn't rain, it is mow. You can very much mow. Now, if it rains in the morning and there's at least a 2-hour or a 3-hour gap, you could totally still mow in the evening or the afternoon. Okay, and vice versa. If you know it's going to rain in the afternoon, you mow in the morning. Okay, so try to mow anywhere from 9 a.m. to the latest 5 p.m. business hours. And I want to let you know that even if it rains, as long as there's like a 2 to 3 hour gap of no rain, it's enough drainage and to mow that make sure you set up the lawnmower higher. It should not damage the lawnmower. And if it rains the whole day, you mow the next day. It's very rare that it rains hard back to back, Monday and a Tuesday, back to back days. There should be a few hours of accessibility to finish the lawn. Okay, so it's very doable. I want to let you know that. Next question that you may face, dog waste. very simple to the leaf, to the clippings one. Ask them that if they have dogs, does a homeowner pick it up, or if you, the lawn service care provider, picks up, it's an additional quick additional money, and just ask them where to dispose of the waste. Okay, so again, just make it clear. It's very doable and an extra charge, and I'm sure that the homeowner would really appreciate it as well. Height cut, this was fully covered in operations, module operations, but in short, do not cut too short. The lowest height is usually A, the letter A. It's way too short. It's about only like half an inch off the ground. And G is the highest. I like to cut somewhere between E and F. And you can ask your client, and it makes you sound really professional. Hey, how high would you like for me to cut? Most clients don't know this, but they may say, oh, they may want it pretty short. But for you can say, you know what, from my experience, it's good to cut it from leaving at least a 3-inch, so that you can still feel the grass under your feet, protect it from the drying sun. Your client would really like the professional experience that you have. Okay. Moving forward, how to handle difficult clients or difficult situations. Now remember, you're running a business. Business is about people, and from time to time you may face a little bit of uncomfortable interactions, but don't worry, everything will be fine. Okay. Number one rule is clients are people just like yourself. 99.9% of the time, they're not under any malice. And number two, they just want to be heard. Number three, saying a quick, oh, sorry about that, let me clear things up, will solve just about everything. And just remember, you who's listening to this course, you have complained, you have returned an item, you've probably written a bad review. We all kind of just want to be heard, okay? So I've given 3 scenarios from very doable to the worst. Okay, scenario 1. After arriving home from your client's lawn, you get a text. Client says, hey, you forgot to close my yard bin. I think it's going to rain tomorrow and water's going to get inside. You text them very soon. Says, oh, sorry about that. I must have forgotten to close your yard bin. Let me swing by right now and close that for you. Why should you do this? Number one, it's a costly mistake, and it's going to kind of hurt you emotionally so much that you will always remember to close the lid. The client feels that you heard them 100%, you fixed the situation, and now they have built more trust. Number 3, you stayed in communication. And I've interviewed all my clients, and they say that the number one thing they care about the most is good communication. Okay. Scenario 2, when arriving, so you arrived at the client's property and you've already established the contract, you establish offerings and terms, they surprise you with a request. Hey, while you're cutting, can you move the playground equipment? I'm bringing in like 20 mulch bags and I'll give you extra money. So the first thing that you'll say is, hey, always say them by their first names. Oh, you're making a garden bed. That's great. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm on a tight schedule and have to mow another lawn right after yours. But, my contract for you is to cut, trim, and blow. But I'll tell you what, I will trim extra fine around the playground area so that you have a better finished garden bed. How does that sound? Okay, so what happened here? It's true. You can only do certain things, which is cut, trim, and blow. And money's already been exchanged, but you will ease it by, trimming a little bit finer around the area that they want done. Okay, so everything is true. Both clients are happy. They probably just asked out of curiosity, but making sure that it doesn't lead to an additional, hey, can you also do this? Can you also do this? And can you also do this? Okay, but you've acknowledged them. Number 3, the difficult scenario. Now, unfortunately, rarely you may encounter this. My clients are so pleasant. They're very neutral. They're quite wonderful. Client says, they either text you or call you back. Hey, can you come back and make it shorter? Also, you missed the area, the back boulevard. Should you refund me some money? And I just found out that my neighbor's kid mows for half the price. Can you match their price? Here is what you say. Always, again, address them by their first name. Hey, how you doing? Sorry about all the mishaps. Can we talk or make things clear? I'll come back next week and cut your lawn to make it shorter. That I can fix. My prices are pretty competitive for what's out there, but if you feel that you can get a better deal, we can cancel our contract. I'll refund you the rest, and then you can ask your neighbor's kids to mow. I understand where you're coming from, and I want to give you options, but let me know by tomorrow and see how we can go forward. Why are you doing this? Well, you have acknowledged the client's needs, what you can fix and what you cannot fix. Communication is imperative. And let's say it is they want to give up the contract. The solution is it's better to walk away from an unpleasant client than try to always fix things, okay? Just remember, business is about people. You are giving value and being compensated. If they want certain things, just lay out things clear, make the communication very clear, and put yourself within reason as well. Question: how about if a customer wants a no cut for the week? This will happen. It happens to me. Often it's due to extreme dry weather and the grass just isn't growing. Client will say, hey, can you skip this week? My grass is so dry and it's not growing. Now you will say, of course, the best way is to accept this and refund them that week's worth of money. You'll respond, hey, first name. Respond with first name. Of course, let's give your lawn a break. I billed you for that week already, so I'm going to refund you that week's payment. And since we're not going to mow it, which is true, you're not going to mow it. That's a real transaction. It builds crazy trust and professionalism, and they will most likely refer you to more people. But here's a pro tip that I read on some other forums. Some lawn service providers, they build that into their billings and contract. So let's say I live in Minnesota. We have roughly about 22 weeks, okay? I will actually bill regardless of what happens. I will only bill for 20 weeks, rain or shine, so that I include potential future uncertainty. It's sort of like having a futures contract, okay? Some people do that. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then you'll have to refund each time they don't pay. Each time you don't mow, okay? So, and if that happens, make sure you immediately take note on your Google spreadsheet for clarity and transparency, or discrepancy. So, out of everything that you've learned so much. I'm so proud of you. And I want to give you my biggest tip here. What is my biggest headache? I've covered so much. I've taught you how to get equipment. I've taught you how to operate all the equipment, even build a ramp, and how to make contracts. What is the numero uno headache? Well, it's not finding equipment. I can do that pretty quick. It's not marketing. I've had to actually turn down people because they know that we mow lawns. I mow lawns pretty well. It's not even the weather. My number one headache is broken equipment. Nothing is worse than having a broken equipment. It ruins the entire assembly line. So, true story, we were in the middle of mowing our client's lawn, and the mower died on us. I immediately texted the client. They were totally understanding. That night on Facebook Marketplace, I found a great replacement. And the next day, we finished the job. So I just want to let you know that take care of your equipment, be clear with communication, and you're going to have a really great summer, okay? Other really quick items. Some of these I covered in service. What to wear. Have good footwear. Try to wear running shoes with socks. Bring light snacks and water, especially water for the summer hot months. Be careful of safety and theft. Don't just, if you know that you're in maybe a sketchy area, like with an alleyway, don't leave your equipment all out with the doors open, maybe with your wallet there. Be mindful of certain things. And lastly, how to handle the end of the season. This will be covered fully in Module 11, prep for winterize and prep for next spring. But just a brief sneak peek is that, yes, you have to kind of close the season in a thoughtful way. Let your clients know they've already paid you already, and it's nice to give a gift. But again, I'll fully walk you through this in Module 11. Here are some examples that you'll see from the video. Okay, so it's nice to leave a gift. So if any questions you have, please email me directly or in the Facebook group. This may have lots of questions for you, but I love being connected with you and I love trying to help as much as I can. So this is Module 9, Frequently Asked Questions, and now you are ready for the next module.